everybody? Welcome to the wonderful WWE Talk featuring yours truly, The Punisher, once again. So, to start things off, that last week, the entire wrestling world got very shocking, disturbing news that we lost a very great The Ultimate Warrior due to a unfortunate massive heart attack, and the news had just came out Tuesday evening, so unfortunately they were not able to film it on SmackDown for the tribute, but they did have a tribute for him on Raw, which I think that was awesome, and it's really too bad and shocking because just days after he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, this whole thing happened, and my first impression was, like, I hope this didn't lead to drug abuse, alcohol abuse, or anything like that, but when the reports later on came out that it had nothing to do with it, so to speak, so it seemed like it just was something that just randomly happened, unfortunately, and I do feel very bad for his wife and his kids and everything, but we do want to point out one thing though. When he was doing his Hall of Fame speech on the Hall of Fame, he looked very sweaty, doing a lot of heavy breathing, and on Raw when he shook the ropes, he seemed a little off, and I figured from there something wasn't right, and wasn't sure if it was just me or if there was something really wrong with him, but it's too bad the way it all went down. But all this week on the WWE Network, they are going to be doing Warrior Week with him, his WrestleMania 6 match with Hogan, and a bunch of other stuff that were going on with the Warrior, and Warrior, the only thing I can say is that truly rest in peace, because you are very entertaining to watch and one hell of a good wrestler too. So anyway, on to the next thing is that, so this past Monday we witnessed the return of Evolution, because the Shield that had encountered Triple H last week with the whole championship, a picture where Roman Reigns had knocked out Triple H before the match could even start, which really led to Evolution coming back and making their return to fight against the Shield. So I was never really a big Evolution person back in the day, but this time I can probably see where they're gonna go with it to try to prove who's the most dominant tag team. I really think the Shield's gonna go over in the end at Extreme Rules, but who knows? I mean, it's different this time because Ric Flair is retired, so he won't be around. Batista and Orton are older now, so a lot of times have changed now compared to the way they were back then, but I'm sure their dominance hasn't left them completely, so we're just have to see where this feud goes from here. So the other thing we saw on Raw was when Stephanie really screamed in Kane's face big time by telling him, you need to release that monster you used to be, now you're nothing. And what did Kane do? He went and reached for the mask that was in the glass and everything, and teased the fact that it looks like the old mask Kane may be coming back. And he teased the fact that he's going to take down Daniel Bryan. So it looks like this is setting up for the title match between them two at Extreme Rules, which I'm actually looking forward to it, and because they had their feuds in their tag teams in the past, especially Team Hell No, so interested to see where this goes. So I'm hoping Stephanie doesn't get too involved in it as much as she hates Daniel Bryan. It should just be them two. That's it. Speaking of Daniel Bryan, here's some good news for wrestling fans. Last Friday, the whole world knew that Daniel Bryan and Brie had actually got married. I know, isn't that nice? Very happy for the couple. They both really deserve it, and especially his wedding happened just after he got the World Heavyweight Championship. So congrats to both you, Brie Bella, and Daniel Bryan. I wish you guys a happy marriage. So other than that, that's all I really got to say for the WWE Talk. So tune in next week to see what happens.